1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The railway strike is underway today as well. Short-distance rail services has been disrupted by the ongoing strike. President Ranil Wickremesinghe leaves for Cuba to attend the G77 plus China summit. 4 acting ministers appointed until the President returns from the overseas visit. The SLTB is an institution that can earn an income of 7,000 million rupees per year. Foreign news, Russia says Ukraine launches missile attack on Crimea. News in detail. The Department of Railways says a total of 13 scheduled trains were cancelled thus far today due to the ongoing strike action launched by the Locomotive Operating Engineers Union. However, at least 50 trains, including Colombo-bound night mail trains, were in operation this morning despite the ongoing trade union action. Deputy General Manager of Railways, V.S. Polvatta, said that long-distance rail services will be operated as scheduled. However, office trains will be re-operated on a timetable. Short-distance rail services has been disrupted by the strike. Sri Lanka Army personnel have been deployed to provide security to the Colombo Fort and the Maradana railway stations, says the Department of Railways. The department added that it stands ready to deploy security forces to other railway stations as well if the need arises. The decision was taken after taking into account a request made by the station masters and locomotive operating engineers who are on duty amidst the ongoing strike action. Any employee of the Locomotive Engineer and Drivers Association who are engaged in the strike has not operated for duty. Meanwhile, letters have been prepared to vacate the posts of 84 drivers. A sum of 500,000 rupees will be given to the family of the youth who died after falling from the roof of a train yesterday as per the decision made by the Sri Lanka Railways Department. This was confirmed by Minister of Transport Bandula Gunawardena today. An 18-year-old youth fell to his death last morning while travelling on the roof of a train crammed with passengers plying from Kandy to Colombo. President Ranil Wickremesinghe left for Cuba this morning to address the G77 plus China Leaders Summit. The summit themed Current Development Challenges, Role of Science, Technology and Innovation is scheduled to take place from the 15th and 16th of this month in Havana. President Wickremesinghe's participation in the summit comes as a result of an official invitation from Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel. President Ranil Wickremesinghe has tasked 4 state ministers with overseeing the ministries under his purview during his overseas engagement, the President's media division says. According to the PMD, State Minister Ranjit Simlapitiya was appointed as the Acting Minister of Finance and State Minister Pramita Bandara Tendakon the Acting Minister of Defence. In addition, State Minister Kanaka Herath and State Minister Anupa Paskal have been appointed as acting ministers to oversee the Ministry of Technology and Investment Promotion and the Ministry of Women's, Children and Social Empowerment, respectively. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Next Gen Lifestyle set agum Digital Banking Partner People's Bank.
Chairman of the Sri Lanka Transport Board, Engineer Lalit D. Alvis, said that this is an institution that can earn an income of 7,000 million rupees per year. The target is to earn an income of 1,000 million rupees this year. All should work together to achieve this target. The corruption and malpractices of the SLTB should be removed. He made these remarks while participating in an opening ceremony of the SLTB Information Centre. A digital roadmap has been prepared for the bus operation to facilitate the service. The Minister of Agriculture has decided to open the 3rd sour plantain export processing factory at the Muravasi Hena in Hambantota. A storage belonging to the Paddy Marketing Board will be utilized for this purpose. This decision has been taken owing to many demands for sour plantains forwarded by several countries. The cultivation will be carried out in 800 acres of land covering the Ambilipitiya, Hambantota and the Monragal areas. The first and second sour plantain factories have been established in the Rajanganaya and Jaffna. And that ends local news for now.
Enjoy seamless shopping. Open LCs, settle bills and transfer funds instantly, anywhere and anytime. With People's Bank Digital Solutions, you're empowered to do more whenever and wherever you want. Unlock a world of modern banking conveniences with People's Bank, your next generation digital banking partner. People's Bank.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
A language training centre will be implemented by the Western Province Tourism Board. The objective of this move is to provide knowledge of the tourism sector and to provide language efficiency for the foreign job seekers and to study in foreign countries. Chairman of the Western Province Tourist Board, Sugat Hewa Patrana, said that the languages of English, Japanese, Korean, Chinese and Mandarin, French, German and Russian will be taught. The inaugural seminar in this regard will begin on the 21st of this month at 9:30 am at the main auditorium of the Western Province. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
In Watchlight this afternoon, the National Dengue Control Unit states that nearly 1,000 dengue patients have been reported within a days that have elapsed in the month of September. The director of the NDCU, Dr. Nalin Aryaratna, emphasized that there is a risk of high dengue mosquito density in certain areas due to the prevailing rainfall. Nearly 63,000 dengue cases have been reported thus far in 2023 across the country. Around 1,000 dengue patients have been identified within the past 12 days in the month of September. And that came to you in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
It's the power to live life your way. The power to be a trendsetter. Power to you with digital banking from Commercial Bank. Commercial Bank. Our interest is in you.
World News, the headlines. Russia says Ukraine launches missile attack on Crimea. Qantas illegally fired 1,700 workers during the pandemic. Libya floods. Flooded city buries its dead in mass graves. A missile attack by Ukraine has caused a large fire at a shipyard in Crimea, injuring 24 people, Russian-installed Governor Mikhail Radvyajev said. Mr. Radvyajev said the attack had hit a shipyard in Sevastopol, home to Russia's Black Sea Fleet. Russia and Ukraine launched 10 missiles and 3 unmanned boats, but most were intercepted. 2 Russian ships were damaged as a result of hits by cruise missiles, the Defense Ministry said. A photo shared by Mr. Radvyajev on Telegram shows flames engulfing what appears to be a vessel at a port as he stands peeking into his phone. Australia's highest court has rejected a bid by Qantas to overturn a ruling that it illegally outsourced 1,700 jobs during the pandemic. The court unanimously upheld that the carrier had unlawfully laid off staff at 10 airports in November 2020. The ruling found that Qantas breached Australia's Fair Work Act, which protects employee rights. Qantas apologized for the outsourcing but maintained it was a necessary financial measure during COVID. The airline fired baggage handlers and cleaners at airports across Australia at a time when the nation had closed its borders and business was plummeting. Bodies recovered from a devastating flood which wiped out parts of the port city of Derna in eastern Libya have been buried in mass graves. At least 2,300 people died when a tsunami-like river of floodwater swept through Derna on Sunday after a dam burst during Storm Daniel. A mechanical digger worked in a cemetery where victims wrapped in body bags and blankets were buried together. With 10,000 people reported missing, the death toll is expected to rise. Mohammed Kamati, a volunteer in Derna, said rescue workers were still searching for victims. Back to the headlines of the world news. Russia says Ukraine launches missile attack on Crimea. Qantas illegally fired 1,700 workers during the pandemic. And Libya floods, flooded city buries its dead in mass graves. And that ends World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
This message is for all the kids between the ages of 4 and 16 who love to draw. Commercial Bank's Arunalu Sittam is back once again. This time, the competition is also open to Sri Lankan kids currently living abroad. First, second and third place prizes will be awarded along with special merit and merit certificates. For more information, visit the Commercial Bank website. We have so many prizes to be won.
Development News.
A project to set up solar power panel in institutions of the southern province will be implemented. Under this program, 50 megawatts of electricity capacity is to be added to the national grid with the support of Net Plus company. An MOU was signed with the company recently to provide 100 megawatts of electricity to the national grid within a 3-year period. And that was development news. On to sports news. Today is the second day of the 4-day cricket match being played between the Under-19 Sri Lanka team and the West Indies teams at the Dambulla International Stadium. Batting first, Sri Lanka team scored 326 runs in their first innings. West Indies team scored 127 runs in their first innings. And the Sri Lanka team lead by 199 runs. And that was sports news.
Go ekak thiyana youth ekata life ekේ change ekata niyameta set wenna as wagena dagapu veena habe karanna youth ekata niyameta set wenna friendship ekak menna.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Ceylon Heritage Festival Fashion Show, which is being organized for the first time with the use of traditional design locally, will be held on the 27th of this month at 7:30 p.m. at the Golf Face Hotel in Colombo. Lanka Industrial Development Board said that the tickets can be reserved by dialing the number 074-3855-329. That's 074-3855-329. And that was business news.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth ekata life ekේ change ekata niyameta set wenna as wagena dagapu veena habe karanna youth ekata niyameta set wenna friendship ekak menna.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
On to economic news. Agricultural Committee and the Fertilizer Coordinating Committee of the Kegol District have been convened under the patronage of District Secretary Ranjana Jayasinghe yesterday. Attention has been paid on the target of the paddy cultivation relevant to the Maha season and expected to cultivate in 7,575 hectares of land in the forthcoming Maha season. More attention has been paid to cultivate other crops such as tea, cinnamon and ornamental fish. And that was economic news.
Weather report.
The Meteorology Department forecasts showers will occur at times in the western, Sabragamua and northwestern provinces and in the Kandy, Nuwara, Galle and Matra districts. A few showers may occur in the Hambantota district, it said. Showers or thunder showers may occur at a few places in the Uva province and in the Batiklo Ampara district during the evening or night. Fairly strong winds, about 40 to 45 kilometers per hour, can be expected at times in the western slopes of the Central Hills, northern, north central and northwestern provinces and in the Trincomalee and Hambantota district. That was the weather report. Prior to concluding this news broadcast, the headlines once again. The railway strike is underway today as well. Short-distance rail services have been disrupted by the ongoing strike. President Ranil Wickremesinghe leaves for Cuba to attend the G77 plus China summit. 4 acting ministers appointed until the president returns from overseas visit. The SLTB is an institution that can earn an income of 7,000 million rupees per year. Foreign news, Russia says Ukraine launches missile attack on Crimea. And with that, we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.